What up, Fat Finger Squad? It's your boy, the NetworkBruh. Today's lab is configuring Errdisable Recovery. What it do, family? Hit me in the chat room if y'all can hear me. We got S-Move in the building. You've been consistent, S-Move. Today's lab is lab number 34, configuring Errdisable Recovery. I'm gonna give it a minute for a couple people to pop in. We got Gonzalo representing Buenos Aires. What's going on, Gonzalo? Hoping this don't look like I got a little. Oh yeah, it does. It's supposed to be a delay. What am I thinking? Let's see here. We got Plant-Based Brother in the building. Plant-Based Brother, I got you, bro. Page 141. All right, page 141. Lab number 34, configuring Errdisable Recovery. We just gonna need one switch and one PC. Actually, we're gonna need two PCs, but if you want to have a second one on standby, you're just gonna have one switch one PC connected to the switch, and just have another PC on standby. I will go over the IP addressing in a minute here. That's right. I'm hustling, man. I am hustling, dude. You know what I had done today. All I did was pretty much work, man. I got up, set my alarm for 5, and woke up at 7. Did my little workout. I've been fasting today. I've been my supervisor was trying to get me to eat a pub sub. If you don't know anything about pub subs, it's basically short for Publix. You know, supermarkets that are out here, and they make great subs, right? And he knows that's my favorite, and that's where he went to go get some lunch. And he kept sending me pictures, knowing that I'm fasting today. I'm like, dude, I'm fasting. I'm trying to and he just kept sending me me messages. I'm like, yo, you're killing me right now, man. But I resisted, and I wait till I got home, got me a salad, made me a nice good salad, and I sent him a picture of that, and I ain't heard from him since. But you know, like I said, I even said I resisted. I still haven't even heard from him. So I'm like, okay, see. We just waiting for a couple people to kind of log on here real quick. For y'all that are just tuning in, if it's the first time tuning in, basically we do these labs. I try to launch up GNS3. Oh, by the way, Packet Tracer will not work on this lab today. I'm glad I skimmed, and that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna skim over through the lab before I start recording. Just to see if there's any gotchas or whatever. And today's gotcha is you can't use Packet Tracer for this. So if you got any hardware, if you got GNS3, if you got EvenG, this will work. But Packet Tracer, it will not work. So today we're gonna use GNS3. I am, at least. I want to use my hardware. I like using my hardware, but you guys can't see the topology and the network addressing and stuff like that. That's why I like using emulators, right? So anyways, we get the lab from this book called 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. You can get a copy of this book from 101labs.net, or there's a link in the description box below. It is authored by Paul Browning and Farai Tafa. Experts agree that we retain only 10% of what we read, but 90% of what we do. So that's the reason why I love this book, because you can read the theory all day long, but until you start doing the stuff hands-on, which this book guides you to do, I don't think those topics and stuff will stick, man. Y'all got any questions so far, or anything y'all want to point out? Did anybody else do this lab before, ahead of time, and stuff like that? I want to do some giveaways pretty soon. I said I want to reach a milestone before I do all of that. We got my man Dave W in the building. What up, Dave? I haven't seen you since I can't remember what live stream I seen you, but I remember you asking a question. Was that you that asked me a question about the troubleshooting steps or something like that? I thought about that today at work. I don't remember if it was you or not that asked that in the last stream. But somebody asked me about what tips would you give for the troubleshooting steps? And I always said keep it simple, right? You start with the OSI model. They got layers 1 through 7. First layer is layer 1, which is the physical layer. Check the physical stuff first. Is there power on? Is the cabling good? Is is it connected, basically? If you have Kindle Unlimited sub, you can get the 101 Lab book for free. See, I didn't know that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Plant-Based Brother. So if you guys got Kindle, get you this book for free, and you can follow along with us, man. So, but yeah, I love this book. But anyways, troubleshooting steps, you want to check the physical layer first. Cabling, power, etc., right? And today, I had a great example of that. I'll probably talk about that at the end of this at the end of the live stream. Actually, let's talk about it right now while people are kind of like straggling in here real late. Not late, but just, you know, straggling in here. But anyways, so we had, we had like a camera that went down. Actually, we had a whole bunch of stuff that went down because there was a storm out here, right? And then we had a camera that did not want to come back up. And I'm like, oh, snap. Well, maybe we've been actually having to replace these cameras from Cisco because they just been having like these defects, right? Some PoE issues, right? If y'all know what PoE is, go on my channel. There's a video that talks about PoE, power over Ethernet, right? So I've been having to replace these cameras. I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's the issue or whatever. And my supervisor, you know, maybe I tell you all the time what he always tells me to do, right? Verify it, and then when you're done, verify it again. After that, verify it again. So I'm like, oh, it's all good there. I just go straight to the camera and I take it down. I'm like, I'm gonna RMA this thing, right? Basically replace it, right? So took it down, brought it to my office. I brought this long ass ladder to get the camera down. Go to my office, right? And I'm like, let me see if it worked before I do all of this, right? Plugged it up to another switch locally, and bam, the camera worked. I'm like, what? And I logged on to the Meraki website and I see it pop up. The camera's right there, and I can see myself doing the floss, and I'm right there. I'm like, that's crazy. All right, this thing works. So I hit him up, and he's like, yeah, it must be cabling or something, man. So I'm like, it can't be the cabling, because I checked, I connected a cable tester, and I was able to see the switch. And he's like, yeah, but it's got to be cabling because PoE are in different pairs of the cable, right? Not somebody else, but it was the last live running through commands like butter. Yeah, that's right. We'll all pick up on doing that pretty soon. You know, the more you guys do this, the more you'll pick up on it. But anyways, the camera would not work, but I was able to connect the cable tester, and I could see the switch. So I'm like, well, let me try something else, man. So I go inside. He said, go ahead and plug it up directly to the switch. So I took it from the switch that I had in my office, go to the closet that it was connected to, plug it up, and it worked from there. So I was like, it got to be a cabling issue. So go straight to the port it was at. I trace it, and it goes to this inverter. If you know what an inverter is, that's like if you don't want to like if you don't have power to able to go outside, you need a device to give it more power. You're gonna need one of these inverter. Well, is it an inverter? Yeah, it is pretty much an inverter, but they have it connected to the switch. So anyways, switch, inverter, and then it goes outside to the camera, right? And then I tested it to the inverter, test the cable to the inverter, and it worked. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Go out from the inverter to the patch panel, and it was not working. So I'm like, it must be cabling issue. So I go check, change the cable. It's not it. So I'm like, and it's still not working. So I'm like, it must be something with this inverter right here. And I go to check, and I'm like, okay, the inverter's plugged up to this UPS. Okay, well, is this thing even on? So I unplug the inverter, plug it to another UPS, and it worked. Cabling. Sitting here, I was about to return it to Cisco, have them return the camera, and I would have been wasting my time. So the switch port was not configured for, the switch port was configured for PoE, believe it or not. It was configured for PoE, but it was actually the inverter that it was connected. So it goes from the switch to the inverter, and out of the inverter to the patch panel. The inverter is plugged up to a UPS, if that makes any sense. So, and the UPS was turned off because we had a storm, and it doesn't have an automatic turn back on, you know, automatic like recovery. So I plugged it up to another UPS, and it worked. So all I really needed to do, instead of taking the ladder, unplugging the camera, and doing all this other stuff, I could have just held the button on the UPS, powered it on, and the camera would have powered on. Verify, and check layer 1. So that's the main thing you want to do, man. Plant-based brother, I know the feeling. Yeah, man. Is the inverter like an amplifier? Maybe there's a built-in amp. I believe it might have been an amplifier. I was thinking, why would it need an inverter if it's already receiving PoE from the switch? But I think, so it goes from the switch, there's a cable, and it goes to this inverter thing, right? I think that's what it is. Let me look it up real quick. Because Injector, sorry, PoE Injector is what it is. I think it was an injector. Is it an injector? Yeah, it was pretty much an injector. Yes, it was like a white box though, so it was more of an injector. But anyways, but it was a PoE switch. That's why I don't understand why we need that. I don't know. Either way, it wasn't connected to the UPS. Turned it on and it worked. So basic troubleshooting 101, man. I think we're 9 minutes into me talking shit, so I usually like to start around 10 minutes into the lab, and then let's go ahead and get started. So yeah, I meant to say power over Ethernet injector. It was more of an injector. So whenever you get a chance, you know, Google that. You'll see what an injector is. It was something similar to that, but yeah, because it had a data in, data out, and then. But I don't understand why I needed the. Oh, this using a PoE injector avoids the need to run AC power lines to your wireless access point network, camera, or IP phone. But we could have just ran the cable all the way out there. I'm not too sure why we even needed that. Maybe it needed more power for that thing. I think that's what it needs. I don't know. I don't know why we needed that injector. Anyway, go ahead and drag one switch onto the topology like this here, and one PC. Y'all boys ready? Girls, if any girls in here, there used to be some girls in here. They stopped labbing with me. Maybe I don't know if I'm not making any masculine jokes or anything like that, or any I don't have any toxic masculinity on my channel here, do I? Report in the book. I guess let me read. In case some of y'all don't have this book. How far can you run PoE until it starts to have power loss? That's a good question. Maybe that's the reason why I needed a PoE inverter. That could be the reason why. Maybe that's why. Because it went all the way outside, and I did have to walk a little bit before I got to the camera. And it was an exterior camera. So maybe that's the reason why I needed that injector. I don't know. I'll have to ask one of my coworkers and understand. Because I would figure, you know, the cable would just run from the switch to the patch panel all the way outside to the camera and power it on, because I was able to power it on from the switch that was in my office. So I don't know. So I'm going to go use GI 00 to port just like that. Let me get some labeling here for you guys. Please power on. Please, come on, man. Don't make me use my hardware. Y'all know GNS3 been acting up on me, man. There you go, acting up, could not start. The remote computer refused the connection. You know what? I'm gonna reboot, man. This thing is acting up here. Power that bad boy on. Let's get another one going. Y'all see this? Oh, I should have used the GNS3 VM. That's what it was. I think that's what I needed to do. Let's go ahead and delete that bad boy. Oh, and he won't go away. He won't even go away. All right, let's do this. Let's worry about him. Let's call him XXX, because we're not gonna use him, right? He won't even change his name. We're gonna use PC2, and then we're gonna have to have another one on standby, because that's what this lab will call for. Did it drop? I'm not too sure, but let's do this. I'm gonna cable him up to 01 to that guy. Please power on, man. Don't do me like this, GNS3. I know GNS3 haven't been acting nice with me today, man. Or lately, rather. Does not exist. Okay, there you go. I tried to delete. Y'all still with me? My computer, yeah, the stream is lagging for me too. Oh Lord. Okay, it might be my PC, but I think we're back online. Y'all let me know. Y'all hit me with a thumbs up or a 1 if we're good. Hit me with a 2 if it's still lagging for you. But right now I'm logged on to the switch and the router. I'm gonna go ahead and name him switch 1 while we get this going. Switch 1. And the other guy is PC. He says he's PC2. Yeah, you're back. Okay. Yeah, man. PC been acting up, man. PC acting up because so he's PC1. I hope he changed the PC1 though. Right, and then the addressing here. We just get these guys going here. And get some labeling here. This is the 192.168.0.0/24 network. And okay, good. Y'all can hear me. Okay, I'm having my exam this Sunday. Been studying for 5 months now. And dang, IPv6 static route is so confusing. It really is, man. IPv6 gives me a headache. I don't use it at work. I mean, They say IPv6 is the future, but I've been studying stuff since like 2011, 2012. I'm still waiting for IPv6 to get in production here. DNS3 could be straining the resources on your PC, causing lagging. Yes, J. Coley, that's exactly what it was, man. My yeah, this laptop is not really made for that, and yeah, I just not been having good luck with GNS3 here, man. It was definitely the PC though. So we want to get some labeling here for this guy, 192.168.0.254, and then the other one is going to be, I can't duplicate that, can I? Yes, I can. He is going to be 0.2, right? Y'all with me so far? Right, so he's 0.2, he's 0.254. What else we needed to do here? Configure the host name on the switch, which don't know if we did that yet. No, we didn't. Move these guys over. Yeah, man, this GNS3 is resource heavy. That's why I want to use my hardware, man. But I like, you know, it's easier to explain for you guys so you guys can see the topology when I'm working with and stuff like that, right? So we're gonna go enable, right, and then configure terminal, and then we're gonna change the host name with host name and then SW1. What else they wanted us to do? Create an SVI for VLAN 1 on the switch and apply the respective IP address as illustrated in the topology. Do the same thing with PC 1. So basically, we want to make this, we want to create an SVI or an interface VLAN, right? And then give it the IP address of 192.168.0.254, and then we want to give this PC that IP address with a /24 subnet mask, right? I don't know what you get, Evan G of his life. Man, plant-based brother, I hate you right now. Because everybody keep telling me I need to jump on the Evan G wave, and I'm just like holding on to GNS3. I really am. Maybe because I'm just like, I'm resistant to change, and I'm like, who moved my cheese, you know? Just like the book. But I do need to jump on that wave because everybody keep, even my supervisor told me, yo, Evan G is the shiznit. But anyways, we need to create SVI. We're going to say interface VLAN. They didn't say which one. Yeah, they said VLAN 1, right? That's the SVI. That's how you create it, right? And then we're going to apply the respective IP address. So it was, right now it's down, right? IP address 192.168.0.254 / 24.0. We don't have to do a no show. We just need to get that PC up and running. So if we do, let's verify our work, right? Show IP interface brief. Where do you get your images for iOS? At work. We are a Cisco partner, so I can get that stuff at work. UNAS. Right now it's admin down, so we want to no shut that, right? Interface VLAN 1. You see that? That's why we want to verify, right? Show. Know your show commands, right? So no shut. That should bring him up, right? Because he's admin down. Yeah. So now he's up. We can verify that with show IP interface brief. And now it's up, right? We gave him the correct IP address. We checked the subnet mask with show interface VLAN 1. And then we'll see it is up, right? So this lets us know layer 1 is up. This lets us know layer 2 is good. It is an SVI, right? Switch virtual interface. And if you don't know what that is, Keith Barker has a great video. Just do SVI and you'll see what that is. Or it's used for inter VLAN routing. And that is the subnet mask, right? /24. So we did that correctly. I bought Viral a year ago, and now it's called CML. Yeah, you know, it's like them clubs that get shot up, right? They want to rebrand themselves, right? The club gets shot up, and they know, oh, people are like, oh, I'm not going to that club no more. So they got to change the name and rebrand it so people can start using it. Because when Viral first came out, not a lot of people was liking it. So they rebranded it with CML, and I guess people are liking it now, but I don't think anything's topping Even G. I keep hearing about Even G all over my Twitter feed, all over, you know, forums and stuff like that. People are using that. But anyways, that was step number 2. We need to, you can download the images from Viral and then use them on GNS3 as long as you have valid license for Viral. Not sure if EVNG takes the Viral licenses or not. Yeah, I'm not sure either. But I don't like paying for things. And that's another reason why I like GNS3. It's free. So EVNG has a free, it's free. They got a community edition and stuff too. But the images, like I said, you got to, you know, you got to either, you know, get them from a Cisco, you know, if you work for a Cisco partner or something like that, or there's other shady ways that you can get those images if you go online and stuff, right? I'm not condoning that because I had my YouTube channel taken down recently. I'm not going to do that, but, you know, if you really need to, if you're in a quick pinch and you need that, then yeah, that's possible to do. But anyways, this says PC2. We need to make him PC1. Oh, we can't even change the name. You know what? Let's keep him as PC2 for now. Just to avoid the confusion. We're going to have another PC on standby. He's going to be PC3. Y'all remember that, right? But anyways, they said they want to make him 192.168.0.2, right? So IP, I think you just got to do for the, and then you put the IP address. So 192.168.0.2 with the /24 subnet mask. Check for duplicate IP address, and we should be good to go. Can we ping the other guy, or do we need a gateway to do that? Probably not, because we're directly connected. Yes, we're directly connected, and we can ping. So this PC can ping that SVI. So we're good to go, right? Y'all with me so far? Y'all with me so far? Anybody need to catch up? There's no such thing as dumb questions. You know, if you're kind of lost, let me know. We got a bunch of people in here that are smart that can help out. In case I'm not paying attention, we got S Smooth, who knows a lot of stuff. We got my man Plant-Based Brother, who knows a lot of stuff as well. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Remember, guys, if you guys are new to this, you know, this is the easy stuff, you know, believe it or not. So task 3, we only got 5 tasks here, right? We're at task 3 out of 5. Task 3 says configure switch 1, port 01, which in my case is GI01, right? Configure it with the following settings: access port mode, access port VLAN 1, switch port security enabled, switch port security max of 1, and switch port security violation mode shutdown. That's a lot. That's a handful there, right? I'll tell you what each one of them do. What else I wanted to say? If you have this book, 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4, you'll be able to, you know, be a couple of steps ahead of me, because I talk a lot. And you'll see what exactly we need to do that way. I ain't got to repeat myself and stuff like that. So you can get a copy of this book from 101labs.net, or there's a link in the description box below. But I'll go ahead and read what each one of them are, and we'll do that. Doesn't the INT on the switch need to be put into the VLAN? No, because we already made it. It's a logical. Oh, you're talking about the interface, the physical interface. Yes and no, but spinning spiral. Really, very, 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 very good question. So when you take the switch out of the box, it's already by default in VLAN 1, right? So this interface that you're talking about, right? GI01. Guess what? If we do a show VLAN brief, let's go back to the switch. Show VLAN brief. You'll see GI01 is already in VLAN 1, which is the same thing as the SVI VLAN 1. Does that make sense? So yeah, very good question, Spinning Spiral 362. What else we needed to do here? That's a really good question. That was a good question. You would think you would need to put that port in the specific VLAN, but it's already in VLAN 1. Now, had we made a like SVI, like interface VLAN 20, right? Then yes, we would have to put that port in VLAN 20 for it to talk to the PC. So let's do this. We needed to go to the port, the physical interface, this guy right here, GI01, and do those commands they wanted. So we're gonna go to global config mode, interface GI0/1. And they said they wanted to do access port mode. We do that with switch port mode access. That lets us know that it'll be in access mode as opposed to a trunk mode, right? What does the access do? Access mode lets us put it as not a routed port. It's a switching port, right? And it's making it an access port. See, so right there, set trunking mode to access. No, we don't want to do that. That's not what we're trying to do. Yeah, switch port mode access. Why does it say trunking? That's a weird way for it to say. I would have said, because it's not really a trunk, because you don't want to put it as switch port mode access and then a trunk. So because if you do trunk, whatever, that puts it as an access port, a static access port as opposed to a trunk port. So correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Maybe if I'm reading that wrong, but anyways, we made it access port like that, or access mode like that. And then it says access port VLAN 1. Well, guess what? If we do a show interface GI0/1, we'll see that it's already, I got to do show run interface, right? So we can see the running configuration for it. Run. By default, it's already in VLAN 1, so we don't really need to do that, but we'll do it anyway, right? So we say switch port access VLAN 1, but if we do that again and check it, You see it's not there, right? Because it's the default VLAN. You would think it would say switch port mode access VLAN 1 in there, right? But it's already in VLAN 1, so you ain't got to do that. So that goes back to Spiral's question right there. See, it's already in VLAN 1. You ain't got to do that. The next step said do switch port security enabled. So we need to enable port security. Y'all know what that is, right? Basically, it's like turning on the alarm on for your ports, right? We got. Let's say we got some network jacks in our office, or maybe we have a network jack in a lobby or something like that. We don't want people just willy-nilly plugging up their laptop to our ports that are open, right? So we set port security so that way if they plug in their laptop or something, then it'll either shut down or it'll restrict the port. There's many ways we can do it, but it's basically it's like setting up an alarm for that port. That's what that does. But they want us to do, so to turn it on. So we do switch port security like that, and that just turns it on. Now let's look. There's all these features that we can do. We can do aging, so we can basically how long it'll turn off or on the security. MAC address, secure MAC address. So we can select, like, you can't plug up to this port unless you have a specific MAC address. That's what that does. And then there's maximum, in case we want to have maybe 2 or 3. We want to keep 2 or 3 MAC addresses on that port. And then there's violation. We choose what violation mode it is, and we'll go over what those are. So we set switch port security. They want a maximum of 1. So we're going to do maximum, where that's the command right there, maximum. And this is the maximum number of MAC addresses this port will remember, right? So they said MAC 1 right here. And then the next one was switch port security, violation mode shutdown. What it means is it's that it is already a trunk, and that when you make it an access, when you make it an access port, what it means is that it is already a trunk, and that when you make it an access to access. I see. But I thought it was already by default an access port. So maybe by default it's in trunk mode? What? Because when we didn't do anything to it, it says switch port mode access. Let me look at another port real quick just to see what's the default. Switch port, show run interface GI0/2, right? Okay, so by default it's set as a trunk port, I guess. Is that correct, J. Coley? Because we didn't put switch port mode access on this guy, and by default he's pretty much like, I guess he'd be a trunk port, right? If we do a switch port show interface GI0/2 switch port, Jesus, switch port like that, and then we'll see he is set to administrative mode auto, so it'll negotiate whether it needs to be trunk or auto. When we do access, we hard coded it as an access port, so it's not going to negotiate to be a trunk or anything. So yeah, I think I see what you mean there. Where were we at? We needed to set the port security violation mode. I'm sorry for veering off here, you guys. Interface GI0/1, and we're going to say switch port security violation. Now we're going to choose what happens when somebody plugs up to this port if that happens and they violate, right? We can put it in protect mode, which if I remember, shutdown, I know it'll shut down. If you plug up and we don't know your MAC address and we don't know who you are, regardless of what it is, or you're violating in any way, we're going to shut down. Restrict, one of them, there's a difference between protect and restrict. I can't remember which ones they are. Restrict, I think it just shuts down, and protect doesn't shut down. One of them just gives you an alert, but it stays up. And I think that's what restrict is. No. Protect gives you an alert. Restrict just gives you, it just lets you know. It does not. Let me not make pretend. Let me go. Let me verify what each one of them are. Right? So protect mode. Let's see what they are again. Let's see. Because one of them gives you an alert, the other one does not. What is going on here? Okay, my computer's slow. Here's the violation modes. Okay, so violation modes, port security. Y'all remember what the violation modes are? Protect does not forward any traffic. Okay, there you go. Good to know. Protect does not forward any traffic, and then restrict. What does restrict do again? Was that just it forwards traffic, but it gives you an alert, right? Is that what it is? So restrict. But they wanted us to do shutdown. So basically it just shuts down the port regardless of what happens. If you're violating, it just shut down the port. So protect forwards traffic still. But you at least get an alert, right? So we're gonna do shutdown, and I think that was the last thing they wanted us to do in task 3. After that, we got task 4 and 5, and then we're gonna be done for the lab. So we can verify our work with show interface GI 0/1 switch port, and that lets us know what mode it's in, right? Or is it port security you got to do? I think you got to do port security to find out what mode it's in. Yeah, you got to do port security. So show port security. And then the interface. So interface GI 0/1, right? And then that lets us know what's going on here. So right now, port security is disabled. Its status is secure down, and its shutdown mode is the violation, which is how we check. As opposed to say 0/2. This is the default one, right? We didn't touch that one. Port security is disabled. Secure down is the port status, and that's in shutdown also. I thought we didn't disable, secure, shut. Disable, secure, shut. We didn't do anything to it. What am I missing here? Restrict, discards traffic, and sends an alert. Okay. Okay, good to know, J. Coley. All right, so yeah, that's the differences right there. So protect does not forward any traffic. Oh, you remember that. Protect does not forward any traffic. So like a traffic cop, we're not going to forward any traffic. We're just going to stop everybody. Restrict, discards traffic, and send an alert. Got a way to remember that. So I knew it was a difference. One of them gives you an alert, and then and one of them stops traffic. I just couldn't remember which was which. So, but we look at this. This is a default port. We didn't touch this one, and it looks the same as what we did on that guy. Let's verify our work though. Show run interface GI 0/1. It didn't take none of our commands. What happened there? What happened there? GI 0/1. Switch port mode access. Switch port security. Switch port security maximum 1. And switch port security violation. They said they wanted shutdown. Right? Right? And then we do a show run interface GI 0/1. None of that stuff saved. What happened? What is going on here, you guys? Do those commands, don't those commands, they should be in there. Maybe because show run interface GI. See, this is why I like hardware, you guys. There goes port security right there. What is going on here? Unbelievable. I don't think it took any of my modes, man. Switch port security, maximum 1, and switch port security violation, restrict. No, he said shutdown mode. Right? Let's do a write memory. I might be using my hardware, you guys, after this, man, because I'm not liking this, man. Show run interface GI 0/1. Typo. It's only taking port security. So let's just see what we got so far with that interface. GI 0/1. It's set to secure up. It's in violation of shutdown, and port security is now enabled. So there you go. It took it that time. But you should at least see that stuff in the configuration. In the running configuration at least, right? Show run all together. Let's see if my GI 0/1, if it's in there. It only took the port security command. That's weird. What about if we do the show startup config? Is it in the startup config? For that configuration. Nope, it just has port security. Normally you should see those commands in there. And this is why Plant-based brother, I might have to. Yeah, my GNS3 is hurting, bro. Because you should see those commands in there. And GNS3, man, does not like me. However, there is an update. There is a newer version, so maybe I just need to update my GNS3. And I'm going to do that before the next lab. And I'm going to test the next lab before I even go live stream again, man. Because GNS3 has not been nice to me, you guys. Killing me, man. I might have to be like Plant-Based Brother and get on GNS3 bandwagon. I mean, see how easily GNS3 rolls off my tongue? I needed to get on the even G bandwagon. Anyways, so we did that. Task 4 was to remove PC1. Now, see, this may or may not work because we don't know if that maximum command or the violation took. So, remove PC1, attach PC2 to the same port with a different IP address. And see how the port is shut down. Now, showing for me, Plant-Based Brother's killing me. It worked for you yesterday. It didn't work for us today. So, all right. So let's get another PC going here. Yeah, GNS3. I don't know what's going on. It's buggy for me, man. Let's get a PC going. Where's that PC at? So it worked for Plant-Based Brother. Does it work for anybody else? Does it work for anybody else? I need to update my GNS3 for sure. I know that. I know that. So while that's going, they said they want us to unplug this PC and plug that guy, right? And let me go ahead and configure him before I do all of that, right? I'm console into him. So it worked for Plant-Based Brother. Didn't work for me. Did it work for anybody else? Because normally those commands that I just put on the switch, they should take those commands. So let me know if it worked for y'all. But this PC needs to be IP 192.168.0. No, he is not 0. He is 10. What is he? The book said they want him to be 10.2. 10.2/24. Right? And then we're gonna plug him up, and it should violate, but it didn't take that command, so it may or may not work. So we're gonna unplug this guy, and then we're gonna plug up that port right there. Plug up that port right here, right? It was GI00. Plug up that guy right there, and see what happens on the switch. So it went down and it came up. Negotiation auto. We should have had a violation here. We should have had a violation. And we could verify that with show port security interface GI00. And right now the port is disabled. No, port security is disabled and it's on secure down. This port should have been shut down. It should not have been up. Because we're violating. The reason why we're violating is because he remembered that MAC address. He's not going to remember this MAC. He don't know. This guy is like a hacker. He only remembers, the switch only remembers that MAC address. Does that make sense, guys? I'm just going to explain it right now because, you know, GNS3 is acting funky for me right now. And Plant-Based Brother, did it work for you? Because obviously it's not working for me. And that's theoretically how it should have went. But we could also verify the interface status with interface status, and it should have been, yeah, it says connected. It should have been shut down. It should have been in shutdown mode. So it just shows connected, and it just let them plug up all willy-nilly. So this is somebody walking into our lobby, plugging up their laptop and just gaining access to our network, man. All because the NetworkBruh couldn't get a stable version of GNS3. But you know what? Whoever's running GNS3, let me know what you guys are running. I'm running 2217. I believe this is an older version because I do remember seeing a message pop up. Let me know that that there is a newer version, and it could be just my iOS that I'm running too. So, let's move on to the next task and then call it a night, man. Because I got to do and people to see. Configure the switch in such a way that any port being shut down, which I don't know if this is gonna work either, being shut down by a security violation will recover automatically after 5 minutes. Oh, that's what we came to do. Check the status of the port where PC2 is connected after 5 minutes and make sure the port is up and running. Issue a relevant show command. So basically, that's what Errdisable Recovery does. So when we do Errdisable Recovery, we're saying shut this port down. Well, port security, we say shut down after a violation. But with Errdisable, we can tell it to come back up at a certain amount of time. By default, it's 300 seconds or 5 minutes. You could change the timer and be like, after 10 minutes, go ahead and bring the port back up. That's what Errdisable Recovery is. We verify what it is with show Errdisable Recovery, and then that's it, right? Just your Errdisable Recovery. It's not on right now. And just like I said, by default, it's 300 seconds or 5 minutes. The interfaces that'll be enabled, it would, if it worked, will tell us GI00, but makes sense. Not your fault. GNS3 is the problem. Yes, thank you, J. Cole. Man, appreciate that, man, because I'm sitting here trying to explain it. I'm like, man, this ain't working, y'all. This ain't working. This is how it's supposed to work. But like I said, it's not working, but that's exactly how it's supposed to work. So thank you for having my back, J. Cole. But anyways, right now, Errdisable is not turned on. What they asked us to do is to configure the switch in such a way that any port being shut down by a security violation will recover automatically after 5 minutes, which I believe by default is already 5 minutes, right? 300 seconds. Is that 5 minutes? 300 seconds. So 60 times 5. No, that's 240. Right? Yeah. So it's already 5 minutes. It's already set to 5 minutes. So I don't know why they want us to do that, to recover automatically. Maybe it's not on. Oh, it's not turned on. That's why. I don't think it's disabled. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to global config mode, and we do this globally, right? Didn't they say globally? Yeah, it says any port being shut down. So Errdisable Recovery, right? And we could choose right here cause. So enable Errdisable Recovery after an application. We say cause like this, and we're saying we can choose what's violating. We're just gonna say just any kind of violation. So we just don't worry about the cause. We're just setting the interval, because they said 300 seconds. So you can set the timer right here, 5 minutes they said, which is 300 seconds. That's already by default. We don't even need to do that, but we're hard coding it with this, I believe. Let's see if it's in a running configuration, right? Show run. So I mean, show me something in a running configuration. I mean, like GNS3, just like playing funky with me. That's not in the running config. Typically it is though. I believe it's in the top somewhere. Jesus, I'm gonna start using my hardware, man. My trusty old dusty hardware. Yeah, it's not in here. Maybe because that's a default. That's default. I'm gonna change it real quick just to experiment with you guys. We're pretty much done here, you guys. Let's do 240 and then do a show run real quick just to see if that changes it, because that is a show run, and let's see if that, because that is not default, right? We put a 240 there. There it is. See? So by default, that's why it didn't show up, because that's a default command. So what I did was, and that's exactly what I was explaining. 300 seconds is already by default. Why did they ask us to do that? And so once I hard coded it to 240, that showed up in the running configuration. Y'all see that? You need to drill down to the interface level to see it. Okay, good to know. So that's good to know. But let's change that back to 300, which is what they asked us for. Recovery 300. Didn't I change it? Errdisable Recovery interval 300. You said drill down to the interface, right? So show interface, show port security. Interface GI01. Was it GI00 or 01? 00. Disabled secure down. Or 00. 00 or 01. I can't even remember at this point. Enabled. So 00. My bad. You know what? I was working with 0. Jesus. That's why. That's probably why. Fat Finger Squad in the building. I should have been doing this to GI00. But either way, y'all see that? If by default, go catch by you. I don't know what you mean by that. But, so anyways, we should have done GI00, right? Let's make sure that I did that to GI00 as well. So, because right now, port security is disabled. Switch port security. Jesus. Interface GI00. Switch port security. Switch port. That's a dynamic port. That's why. I was doing 0-1, you guys. That's probably what it is. It was a typo. Switchport mode, access VLAN 1. We already know that, right? Switchport mode access. He's in VLAN 1 already. What else did I want it to do? Port security. Switchport port security. That might have been. Oh, good catch by you. If by default. Yeah, I think it's if by default. So, switch port security. What did I need? Maximum 1, and then we said violation shutdown. So, but either way, it didn't show up on the other one either. So, show run interface GI00. 0. It only took the port security stuff. So either way, let's see if we violate. If we move that guy and do the other guy. I don't think it will though. I'm gonna see if it'll violate if we connected this guy right here, right? Because the maximum didn't show up anyway. Do we violate? Do we violate? Nope, it came up. It should have shut down if that was a violation. Y'all see that? And we can verify that with show switch port. Show port security interface GI00, and he's enabled, even though the violation mode is shut down. Because we put maximum 1. Let me see something else here. Let me see 03 real quick. Yeah, maximum is there. Yeah, 1. Either way, what if I change it to 2 real quick? Just gonna experiment. We're pretty much done, y'all. I just want to experiment real quick. Let me change it to 2. See if that's even taking it. Just to see, for my sake, make sure switch port security maximum. Let's say 4. We'll do 5, right? And then show interface GI00. Show run interface GI00. Jesus, come on, man. It took the 5. Y'all see why it didn't show up, you guys? Those were default commands. Port security by default is 1. So that's the reason why they're not showing up. I noticed I changed it to 5 and it took it. Do you guys see that? Let's change that to, it's already in shutdown mode, so you're not going to see shutdown. So, we'd have to have like 5 devices, and as soon as we go over that maximum violation, then it'll violate. I think that's what it's gonna. That's what's gonna happen. So let's change it to 2 real quick. You guys catch that? Do you see what I'm doing here, Jay Coley? Interface GI00. So it took that command. So by default, maximum is 1. That's the reason why it didn't show up in the running configuration. Switch port security maximum. Let's put maximum 2, right? And then he should remember those MAC addresses. Unless I do like a sticky or something. Sticky mode. They said to configure a switch in such a way that any port being shut down by a violation will recover after 5 minutes, which we've done already. Instead of 5 minutes, I'm just gonna change it to like 240 seconds. So we're gonna do, this is the last step, you guys. Errdisable Recovery interval 240. So now it's gonna recover after 240 seconds, but we'd have to have a violation. How can I violate? How can I violate, you guys? There's different ways to violate. Pause. But let's go to interface GI00 and see how can we make him violate. Anybody got any ideas on what we can do to violate this? Because right now, if we set it to 1, it's only gonna remember 1 MAC address, but for some reason, he's not violating. Maybe we gotta do sticky mode. The one thing about Administering does is if you do a show run verbose, it shows everything including by default. Don't think Cisco can do that. Oh, okay. Show run verbose. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. I don't think it'll do that either, though. Show run. Is there a verbose? No, there is no verbose. But that's good to know, though. Show run. Is there a default maybe? No. In case we want to see. Oh, configuration with defaults. There you go. Show run all. Good to know. So now we're showing all the default stuff. I didn't know this command. This is why I like labbing, you guys. Lab every day. J. Coley, I'm glad you pointed that out. So there's a way for us to find the default commands with everything. So you do show run all. I never knew that. See, like I've been doing this for a while. By trade, I'm a network engineer and didn't know this simple command right here. Show run all, right? Is that, I'm showing all my running configurations, defaults and stuff. Yeah, but that's a lot to go through though. That is a lot to go through. Don't want to do that. How about we do show run GI, like interface GI00 and then all? No, that's not going to work. We want to do all, but we want a specific configuration for it. Nah. You do all. Can you output? Yeah, you can output to it. Section 0/0 and do it that way. This is the running. This is all the default configs for that interface. There's where we can do it. Okay, so these are all the default configs for that that interface. Y'all see that? Y'all see how I did that? Maximum is 2. There's the default that we was looking for earlier in the lab. Switch port access VLAN 1. That was whose question was that? That was Spinning Spiral's question, right? Because it was already in VLAN 1. It didn't show there. That's good for me to know. I never knew you could do this right here. See, this is why I like labbing, you guys. And I'm glad J. Coley pointed that out too. Can't you have a protocol in place to where a visitor can still plug into the network, access the internet, but restricts access to the internal network? Yes, you can do that with like more of a firewall. That's more of a firewall function. Full information on the switch is show tech support. Yes, but that's going to give us way too much information. We don't want all that. But yes, plant-based brother, you can't do that. But I wanted defaults on that one interface, and that's what that command does. So you got to do show running config all, and then you pipe it to that specific interface. So this is how I did it. Show run all section, and then that interface. So I could have done section this, and that would have gave me that. But let's see. Do we have the Errdisable? Not the Errdisable. What was I going to look for? It's already set to. It's set to no sticky. We got port security. That's what we did already. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I think that's pretty much it. They said to configure this. I don't think we could. We could test Errdisable Recovery, but that is my alarm, so I got stuff to do. I want to try to test Errdisable Recovery before I let you guys go, though, man. We needed to set that to 1 MAC address. Let's do that. I'm gonna set it back to 1 MAC address, right? Let's do that. So global config mode, and then we're gonna go back to interface GI00. I'm gonna set it to sticky, right? And it's gonna remember the MAC address for this guy. So if I plug anything else, he's gonna violate. So, and we've got Errdisable Recovery set to 240 seconds, right? Let's do a show run interface GI00. Okay, he's port security maximum 2. So interface GI00, and we're gonna say switch port. They wanted port security maximum 1, right? And if we do a show run on that interface, you'll see it's gone, right? Because by default it doesn't show, and this is why I like labbing too. I didn't know that the defaults don't show up like that. So DNS3 was not broken. I just didn't know the defaults don't show up like that. What else did I wanted to know? Errdisable Recovery. What is it set to? We can test with show Errdisable. Show Errdisable, not recovery. Interval. Recovery. It is, all of that is disabled, but the timer is set to 240. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna set one of these interface. I'm gonna set that interface to sticky mode, right? So 00. switch port security, Mac. No, we can't do sticky because we'd have to put it in exactly. Oh yeah, no, yes we can. So sticky. So now he's gonna remember that MAC address, right? He's gonna remember this guy's MAC address. If anybody else goes in there, he's gonna violate. So show run interface GI00. Does he remember that MAC address? No. Does he have it in the running config? GI00. Into show run. I hope you guys see what I'm doing here, but it's so the MAC address is. I was thinking the MAC would have been in there, but it's set to sticky, and it should violate, in theory. So I'm gonna delete this guy, plug up this because he remembers his MAC address, and he should violate theoretically. Boom. We go back to the switch, and it turned up. I did not want to. I don't think I violated. I don't think I violated, you guys. Show switch port. Show port security. And it did not shut down. Oh, we do have a violation though. It would have shut. It should have shut down. So GI00 should be shut then if that's the case. GI00, it's up and connected. And I do not have time to continue, you guys. I'm gonna have to cut it short on y'all. But it does see a violation, I believe, right? No, this is the maximum security violations. He does not have a violation just yet. And check the MAC address table. Good idea. Show MAC address table. He don't even show a MAC address. Did I set him up? I gave him an IP address console. He didn't remember his MAC address. That could be it too. But I do have to cut it short because I got some stuff to do, y'all. PC2 was this guy. We appreciate the drop, fam. Yeah, appreciate, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. But I do not have time to experiment with Errdisable. If you guys want to go ahead and continue, y'all go ahead and do that. But it should have violated when I plugged up another PC. I've done this on my hardware before, and I've seen it work before. I wish I had time to kind of like continue and show y'all what happens when you violate. But let's see. Yeah, because it should have shut down. We put it in shutdown mode, right? So port security, switch. GI. No, just yeah, interface. That's what I meant to say. Interface GI00, and the violation mode is shut down. So it should have theoretically shut down because he sees something else, and I put it in sticky mode. So I don't understand that. Maybe because he don't see his So yeah, he don't even see a MAC address table, man. He don't even have anything in his MAC address table. MAC address. Yeah, he don't even have anything in his MAC address table. So this guy is it right there. I'm gonna console back into him. Did I? Oh, maybe I didn't give him an IP address, but either way, it still should have. It still should have at least been able to ping 192.168.0.254. No gateway found. Man, and then this guy can. I didn't even give him a gateway. That's probably why too. Let's do this. Let's give him a gateway. 192.168.0. Oh, he don't have no gateway because he's not in the same network as that guy. That's why. But he does. What's going on, Brian? Checking in late there. And I'm about to shut this stream down. I wanted to test Errdisable Recovery, but I got some stuff to do. So I won't be able to continue on. But I wanted to continue testing while I have y'all here. I'm console into that. I'm consoled into him. So he can ping his gateway. So he should have a MAC address. And show MAC address table. So he showed up in the MAC address. That should have been a violation. Okay, so now it should have been a violation. Maybe that's why. Let's try that. So now let's check the sticky. Show run. That puts the MAC address in there, right? There go the sticky address. Y'all see that? I had to put him in the ARC table Y'all see that? So now, once I pinged him, now he remembers his MAC address. So theoretically, I should violate once I put somebody else in there. Right? But I'm violating by sticky, but not y'all see that now? So now, if I delete this guy and connect that guy, bloop. Do I violate? They changed it up. They changed it up. It should have been a violation though. Maybe he's gonna remember. Let's see. Let me see. Let me show the MAC address table. He remembered that MAC address on that point. So it was ending in 6800. The other guy was what was the other guy? 7966, 6800. Yeah, he still remembers that, but he should have. Oh, he don't have his vi. You know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna give him another IP address and put him in the same network real quick, just to experiment here. Where's he at? He's right here, and I'm gonna give him 0.5, and then I'm gonna ping the gateway 0.254. Not reachable. Unreachable. I connected them, didn't I? Boop. How come he was able to reach him though? 0.254. 0.254. That's what I pinged. Is the subnet and gateway correct? Oh, I did not put. Yes, I put /24, didn't I? Yep, /24. IP is 192.168.0.5/24 is what I gave him, because the other guy was 0.1, so he should have been able to at least ping him. And I wanted to violate is what I wanted to do. Oh, now it's down. There goes the violation. I didn't even see that. That's why it's down. That's why he can't reach him. Duh. I violated. So you see that? There go the violation. Port security violation. Right? Since we set Errdisable Recovery to 240 seconds, it should theoretically bring it back up. Right? So that's the reason why he couldn't ping it. We're testing our theory and it worked, but I wasn't realizing it was working. So we do show port security. What is it? Just port security. Let's just do port security. We got a violation here. What else did I want to see? Show port security. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, because I was about to just like shut it off on y'all real quick, but I wanted to see this work. Port security interface GI00, and we can see right there, enabled, and it's in secure shutdown mode. So we violated. That's the reason why this guy can't ping the IP address, because he's a hacker. So and there goes the last source violation. We got one violation right there. You see that? Whereas if you go to another like port, let's say port, we didn't mess with 5, right? Not 5. Let's say 3. We got no violations there. It doesn't remember any MAC address. Secure down, shut down, etc. Right? It should recover. Can you do a show IP on PC1? I don't know. Let's see. I think you just do IP, right? Show IP. There he goes. He is, yeah. So he don't have a gateway, but either way, he should have still been able to ping it though. Because I bet you if I plug this guy up, he'll be able to ping it. He can't ping it because he's set to sticky MAC address, the switch. The switch is only remembering, he only recognized that guy as a host because he remembers his MAC address. So he's not going to ever be able to ping that guy. Does that make any sense? So, yeah, that's the reason why he can't do anything on there, because he violated. Anybody got any questions or anything like that? I'm going to wrap it up on y'all. What else you want to run here? The book also says, if you guys want to follow along next time, go to 101labs.net, get you a copy of this book, or click the link in the description box below. We do this Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next lab we're going to do is lab number 35, which should be another quick and easy one. No, that doesn't look quick and easy. It's got 2 switches and 4 routers. Interesting. Configuring inter VLAN routing. Router on a stick. So that one's going to be pretty lengthy. And that's a Monday, so we're going to have fun that day. Experts agree that we retain only 10% of what we read and 90% of what we do. Perhaps this is why the global pass rate for most IT exams is a ghastly 40%. This is where the 101 Labs book series can help. You got any other questions or anything like that, you guys? If you configure Max Sticky to 2, then they both can ping. Yes, that's true. That is correct, Brian. But I bet you if I delete this and plug it back to PC2, he should be able to ping, right? But did Errdisable bring it up? He's not going to bring it up because I turned on Sticky. So he should still be in shutdown mode. Yeah, he's in secure shutdown, and he's going to stay that way. So that trumps the Errdisable Recovery. We do a show run interface GI00. Yeah, so he remembers that MAC address, and that's the only switch, that's the only device he's going to remember as a host. Let's go ahead and remove that real quick just to see, just to experiment. Interface GI00. Y'all with me so far? No. You got any questions, anybody? Any of the new people, whatever? So I'm removing the sticky, and I should theoretically be able to do a shut, no shut. Interface GI00, shut, no shut. That should recover the port, right? See, now it's up. And now if we go back to the PC, this guy right here, and see if he can ping that guy. Boop, boop, boop. Nope, he needs a gateway. Oh, he needs a gateway. I thought that's probably why, though. It's possible that he needs a gateway. Let's show IP again. He don't have a gateway, so let's go ahead and fix that. Or maybe because, let's see, let's verify that it's up. Yeah, it is up. Show interface GI00. It's up and connected. The MAC address. Keep up the fantastic work, man. Appreciate that, man. Show interface GI00. It is set to sticky still. Interesting. Let's get rid of that sticky. Interface GI00. No. Switch port security, MAC, sticky. Get rid of that, right? And we just wanted the violation and the MAC maximum to be 1. So we verify that we show show port security GI00, interface GI00, and it's set to maximum 1. And it'll shut down if there's a violation, right? So he should still. Can he ping the P? Can he ping can he ping that guy? Yeah. Yeah. Now he can ping him. See, I removed it. Now he can ping it. And what's his gateway? Does he show a gateway now? He doesn't show a gateway. So either way, he can ping it now though. But the default is set to 1 for the maximum. What happens? Will we violate if we put the other guy in, this guy right here? Is that going to be a violation? 1. This guy right here. PC2. Leave me up, man. Not PC2, but that guy right there. Yeah, he's PC2 theoretically. So can he ping it? Probably not, because he probably violated. And let's see, go back to the switch. Yep, he violated. See that? And that's why he turned down. Remember, first time he could ping. He was able to do anything he needed. But now he's shut down because we got a violation. Y'all see that? That make any sense? So now he violated. Caused by that port right there. So now he violated. Because he had his MAC address. He remembered it. The first time, I think he didn't violate because he didn't ping or anything like that. That's probably why. He didn't ping, and he didn't have his address in the MAC table. So now we got a violation. We set it to the timer to show Errdisable Recovery, right? We do that. We should see what is being... The recovery is set to 240. interfaces that will be enabled on the next timeout. It should have been GI00. Should have been GI00. How do we fix the recovery? Maybe because we don't have, oh, the timer status, they're all disabled. Maybe that's why. So, Errdisable Recovery, cause, how do we do, there we go, all. So we got to do all maybe. All. But we violated already, so let's do a Errdisable Recovery. So now they're all enabled. And there's the one that's gonna come back up. Y'all see that? Y'all see what happened there? That make any sense? So the reason why we didn't have a timer and let us know who's gonna come back up was because we had port security or Errdisable Recovery shut off on all of these guys. So once I did all, we're given reasons to bring it up. This is why I'm glad. This is why I'm glad I lab, you guys. Lab every day, y'all. Lab every day, you guys. I'm learning as I'm trying to teach, you guys. I'm about to wrap it up here, y'all. So let's run that command one more time, and you'll see right now it has 231 seconds before it comes back up. Does that make any sense, you guys? Show Errdisable Recovery, right? We'll have 184 seconds before it comes back up. We'll check the interface, GI00. Right now he's shut down, and notice he's also in Errdisable mode right there. So he's down, Errdisable. He should come back up theoretically in 184 seconds. I should have done it in less time than that, just to save you guys some time. Does anybody have any questions? Any new guys in here that sees what I'm doing? Bro, I hope you're all well. Yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. I'm just experimenting while I'm teaching and stuff right in here. But yeah, that was the reason why. All of this stuff was set to disable. Once I did all, Errdisable Recovery all, that brought it up. The Errdisable Recovery mode. So we do that again. Show Errdisable Recovery. And the next interface that'll come up will be that one in 127 seconds. And the one we did was port secure violation. That's the one we wanted on. That's the one we really needed. But I turned all of them on. So whatever reason for this violating, please shut it down is what I did there. I got some stuff I got to do, y'all. I'm just giving it some time before it to recover. Once it's recovered, I'm calling it a night. Can we filter down to just that interface? Errdisable Recovery. No. We could do a begin though. Begin timer. No, that's not what it was. I wanted timer interval. So we got 74 seconds left before it comes back up. Y'all see that? Y'all see what I'm doing so far? Anderson Technologies. I'm glad you're learning a lot, man. I'm glad you're learning. I'm learning too. Y'all know I don't know everything. Y'all, I'm sitting here. I like to blame things on bugs when things don't work. Like, oh man, that's GNS3, man. This thing ain't working, man. No, I just didn't know how it fully works, and this is why reason why I lab. So now I know why the Errdisable wasn't working. I know why it didn't keep the MAC address in the table. I didn't even ping it and put it in the ARP table. I'm glad somebody pointed out to check the MAC address table. A lot of stuff I needed to check, you guys. So just giving it a little bit of time. Let's do timeout. Let's do that. I'm gonna do this so I can see. We got 16 seconds left before it comes back up. Theoretically, right? Because right now it is, we can show interface GI00, right? It's Errdisable, right? Down. Y'all see that? Right here. And he said T-minus 16 seconds before it comes back up because we set the Errdisable Recovery to 240 seconds, right? And there it goes right there. Attempting to auto-recover, P-secure violation, Errdisable, and now it brought it back up. And that's what Errdisable Recovery does. Oh man, I love routing and switching, and I love the way this stuff works, and I love when it does work. So that's all I got for y'all today. We're gonna tune in Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get you a copy of this book, and you can follow along with us. That's pretty much what I got for y'all today. For now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.